So I want to offer you this moment to tell the story or share with us. In this episode, you've been referencing your mom and how she's no longer with us, and so I know that this is a story that you haven't told or shared, right? And I want to give you the space to share this story.
So for me, I feel like that this. I know that like a lot of things that people feel like is cliche. You know, how people be like, okay, you have your mother, love on your mother, whatever the case may be. And I think that for me, it's like when I say that, like I feel like that my friends always feel like that I'm this strong person because I am a Aquarius. So a lot of times it's like I don't like show emotions, and people don't understand. I cry over stupid, dumb stuff. I let somebody get proposed to, get married to. I'm crying, but a lot of times I think that when it comes to death, I think that for me, I even think like when it comes to like me losing friends, I think people don't really understand. It's like if you my friend, you my friend. If we lose each other in a friendship, I literally don't care because and I think that sometimes people think that it's harsh, but I feel like that it's like if I lose you as a friend, I don't care because I've lost the most important person in my whole entire life. And I don't think that me losing another individual, not even one person, but two people, because even like with my dad, like my dad remind me of your dad,
I'm
and
screaming.
that is why like every time I see your like my mom, I'm not gonna say that she reminded me of your mom, cause my mom was real stern, but your dad is just like my dad, like for real. So I think a lot of times people don't understand, and like I don't even when I tell people this story, it's like they really be like, really, that's what happened. Even like the other day when I shared the post. So I feel like, and that's when like when you said that when I first met you, like the trust issue comes in, because like with my mom and like I know if she was alive, she would be like overdumpstering this. But like I have a younger brother, right? So my younger brother, he's like in his 30s now. But when my mom passed away, he was like 16 years old, right? But the person that she was with was his dad before she passed away.
Oh, okay.
But his dad was married. So my mom was dating a married man for like 16 years.
Oh wow.
This, not even 16, probably I'm gonna say 12,
Okay.
because my mom was with her husband for 4 years. So when my mom got to a point where she was like, I want my own man. And that's my thing. It's like that's why I don't deal with DL men. I don't deal with nobody who like got a girlfriend, a
Same
wife,
girl.
unless you got a couple of dollars. That's it. Cause I need something that you gonna like. That's just what it is. You gonna if you got somebody, I need you to leave me with something to make me happy. But for and then honestly, like my mom, like I blame this on her because that's what my little brother did. It's like he had money, so it's like even though like I felt like that when she first met him, it was just like a money thing, and then she fell in love with him. But I think at the point of time she got in a situation where it was like I want my own man. I don't want him no more. So she met a man, and for me it was like when she met him,
How
like
old were you when she met him?
so my mom passed in. Let's see. When she met him, I probably was like 22, right?
Okay.
But here's the thing. Before like my like and people nobody even knows this story. Before my mom met him, my mom gave me so I was not even trans. My mom gave me so much about the type of lifestyle I lived because I would go home, I had my eyebrows arched. I got face work. Every time I would go home, she would do so much. And like my little brother there would be like, leave him alone. Like whatever. She never listened to him. But that's because like I felt like that with her, she was not in a happy place. because she was with a married man. So I feel like that it was like, so when she met this man,
The new one.
the new one,
Okay.
I will never forget. And me and my older brother talk about this all the time. And like people know, I'm not really. I don't speak a lot. But I felt like that when she met him, they was together for like 2 or 3 years. But we from a small area, so they already knew each other. So like 2 or 3 years. But in those 2 or 3 years that she was with him, she never ever mentioned my lifestyle. Like my mom before him, she would be like, when I went to college, she'd be like, I don't know what you over there doing. You come here with your eyebrows arched. And I never forget when I got my face pumped, my little brother was like, oh, you like Michael Jackson. And I'm not gonna lie, like, and then that was like,
screaming.
no shit. And then when it came to my mom, she got in and she like, I don't know what you doing over there. And my mom type of mom where it was like, and this is what I always said, like, she loved me. Like, even if I lived here right now, and I could have told her that, well, I'm about to go over and do this podcast, my mom probably would pop up right outside right now. My mom would pop up and see what's going on while you around those kind of people.
Yeah.
Like, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So she was like, that's what it was. But when she got with this man, I don't know if because she felt like that this is a man where it's like, she not sharing him no more, or whatever the case may be. And I never forget, like, when I went, like, when they got married, and like, they got married, and I was getting in dragged in, and like if you see a picture, you would see that I had this little kinky twist in my hair, whatever. I done eyebrows arch, I done popped nails off and did all this and that just to go there for this wedding or whatever. And I never forget that her wedding, I said to him, and I was like, because I'm probably the only one that my mom gave me a hard time because I felt like that she understood that it's like, I understand it now because like I am the most successful one out of like my siblings, so I get it now. And like, I just shared a post this like now all the things that my mom said, she fussed and did all this and that. I understand it looking at how some other people was raised and how they act. So for me, when they got married, I went to the wedding. I said, I don't know what you're doing, but please keep doing it because this is the happiest I ever seen my mom. And so then when it went to like, to see my mom go from like the happiest, like since being with my dad, to see her go from the happiest moment in her life or the happiest years in her life, to see her go from to the most saddest, depressed years of her life, like that was really like hurtful. And I felt like that, and the only thing that really like to this day, so let me talk about the story. So I felt like that we still don't know the story. Like my grandma was hard of hearing. So then it was like when my mom left him, right? When she left him.
So she had been married to him for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then so she went from happy to sad at this point.
Yeah, but she would always tell me all the time, she would be like, because me and her, because even though to the people don't understand, like she thought I was her daughter. Anyway,
Rightfully
even though I wasn't even transitioned. That's how she talked, because we had a relationship. So I remember we would talk. My mom was a nurse, like she worked from 7 to 7 every day. So for me, like we would talk every day, like while she driving home and everything. And she would always tell me, she'd be like, people don't understand. Like she's like me, like we're not gonna express stuff. Like I would tell my mom anything. I think that she would tell me anything. And so she would be like, every time that like, my mom was like a fun person. Like, you know, she had like her best friends or whatever. They would come over there and play cards. Like my brothers would be over there, whatever. And so she would be like, every time that like everybody left, that he would want to start an argument with her.
The husband.
Yes. Over anything. And so that's the conversation that we would have. And I remember like, and the only thing that keeps me like to get through this that my mom always have said. And when people be like, do you ever think he beat on her? And I can confidently say he never beat her. My mom always said the only way that a man is going to beat me is over my dead body. Like, for honestly, it's like she could see you outside and you have a boyfriend and your boyfriend beating on you, she's going to come and intervene. Okay. She just did not play that. So I felt like that what she said was like truth or whatever. So, whatever he said, like my grandma was hard of hearing, like she lost her hearing, right? So I remember, like, my mom was the kind of person, and this is why, like, I be selfish. Like, honestly, like, everything about me come from her. When she got married to him, she got her own house. She got her own car. Everything that she ever had before she met him, she made sure that if anything ever happened to her, it would go to her kids. And so she did keep her own house. And so when she decided to leave him, like she moved back home in her own house and she told the police, she said, he can have everything in this house. He can have my clothes. He can have everything. Everything in this house, I will buy everything over again. And I think for me, I felt like that really bothered him because it was like prior to, and I always tell my friends this, you gotta understand who you dating. You gotta meet their family. You gotta see who they dated before because when all this happened, I found out that he dated a woman where it was like the last woman that he dated, she depended on him for everything.
Oh.
Like she never had a job. She probably might not even have a job to this day. He paid all the bills. And when my mom first met him, my mom helped him save his house. He was about to lose his house. My mom made more money than him. And so I felt like that when she said that she said this on a Saturday. I don't feel like he ever hit her or whatever. But that's what I just said on 9/11. So it happened that Saturday, 9/11. My mom had probably like 9/10, 9/9. My mom went to
What
the
year
bank.
was this?
Not 2009.
2009.
So my mom had a gun. And a lot of people don't understand this whole situation. Like my older brother, he was a mess. Like he got a gun charge for like having my mom's gun. My mom went and got the safety deposit lock, a box or whatever, to put it in there. So probably like after that Saturday, she went to that safety deposit box and got her gun out. She was scheduled to go buy bullets. Her and my little brother was going to buy bullets. He found out that she got the gun, or I guess she left, or whatever he did, or whatever. And so it was like before she got a chance to buy bullets, he had the bullets. He went to the house with like where she kept it or whatever, and so he bought bullets for her gun. And when he came to the house, he was like, he told my little brother, I just want to talk to your mom or whatever. Then my mom brother was there. My mom brother, like my little brother, he's like he was smoking weed or whatever, went to sleep or whatever. And so he knew that my uncle was there, so he knew like I can't do nothing right now. My uncle went home. My uncle walked down the street, stayed down the street or whatever. And so me and her had talked that whole day. That we talked when she got home, and she was like, "Oh, I'm about to go home, and I'm about to take a shower or whatever." There was like she worked from 7 to 7, so like 7:30 she got home, and so to hear like probably like around like I'm gonna say 9:30, 10 o'clock, my little brother called me and kept saying she gone, she gone. But my grandma was sick at that time, so I thought he was talking about my grandma or whatever, which I would have been sad, but I don't think I would have been that sad. But to know that like my mom's birthday is August the 25th, he killed her on 9/11. She always get a physical every year. Her health was perfect. And so I think a lot of times that
So the new husband killed your mom.
because he was the kind of man like I had felt like with one of my best friends because I feel like that now it's like when somebody if you were the man, a woman, anybody, if you in a relationship with somebody, they say I would kill you because I don't want nobody else to have you. Before in the past, before that happened, it was a joke. It's like you think it's funny until you experience that. It's like that is some real. That's some real shit. It's like people do be that obsessed. Now, why they are that obsessed, I don't know. I felt like he was jealous of my mom. My mom had more money than him, but then sometimes it's like then the crazy thing was it was like I started going through the same thing when I lived in Atlanta. I met a guy, and he started to say that. But like the time that I lived in Atlanta, it was like when I moved to Atlanta, I'm not even gonna lie, there was no girls that was really like literally like that was like on my level because I'm the girl that came there. I had my own car, my own place, my own money and everything. So when I met a guy, he was telling me the same thing. And I felt like that for me, there was a thing that was a wake up sign or whatever. And so with my mom, that goes back to the thing of it was like my friends be feeling like, and I don't want to be the person that be like, you don't know that what I went through with my mom and stuff like that because I don't want to put stuff on people. Because I be feeling like that you should understand that like, and then when I hear my friends like they have their moms and stuff like that, like people don't understand like Mother's Day. Like Mother's Day for me is like one of the worst days. I just shut down and everything. My mom's birthday is August the 25th. So think about August the 25th. I got to deal with knowing that, like, my mom used to have this big party, whole block party for her birthday every year. Like, my mom's birthday is on the same day that Aaliyah got killed. That's the August the 25th.
Yeah.
So just imagine she had a big birthday party every year. And then a couple weeks later, 9/11. And then even on, like, I remember, like, right before he killed her or whatever, it was like my mom, she had like probably for like when she got with him because he was so jealous, she started doing a cruise every year for her birthday versus having a block party because he was jealous. The last time, like her birthday was 8/25, right? The last time they went on the cruise, you could look in his eyes. I think that people don't understand that it's like you can look at a person. You could look at, I could show you pictures, you could look in his eyes. He had like death all over his eyes where it was like, what is wrong with you? And he always kept saying that my mom was cheating on him or whatever. And then it was just like that he was just used to being with a woman that was like less than him and then getting with a woman that was like more than him. And so with my friends, I don't think that my friends, even like the other day when I made the post, like I made the post because I never made a post about like
what happened.
Never.
Yeah.
I've always said this is the day my mom got killed or whatever.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to see where it was like, okay, let me make this post or whatever. And I honestly really forgot that there was even 9/11. I only remember because it was a young man that came into my job. He wanted to get tested. He wrote the date on the paper. And I was like, damn, it's 9/11. Because even if you notice on 9/11, you remember like probably even up to last year, 9/11 was a big thing.
Yeah.
Everybody like, what was she doing on 9/11 and this and that? This year was not doing that. So I never remembered that. And so like when I seen it on the paper, I'm like, oh my God. So then when I made the post, I'm like, okay, so now it's like, I want to let people know that like this is my story because I had remember when I just had the mental health workshop? That was my first time opening up about it or whatever. And so everybody was like, I never knew that or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, so I didn't even realize that a couple of days later, this is her death anniversary. So when I brought it up, it was like, I'm going to bring it up or whatever because I want people, because I know a lot of people think that like I'm closed and like people think that I'm always happy. I'm happy because I drink. Like I drink. I get drunk and I drink. Like people really don't know my story because I don't really tell my story. People don't know that it's like I've drunk, I've been on drugs. Like people don't know none of that about me because I don't think that people really understand the fact that like I even have friends that I talk to every single day that never realized that like I was going through a state of depression. And for me it's like a problem. So that's why I always say like when you used to be like the first thing when we talk, you be like, how are you? Like that is a lot for me. Like that means like so much to me because I had friends for like 20 plus years that never, ever, ever, ever say, how are you?
Yeah.
And even when I share this video, they're gonna see that. They never say how. Nobody ever asked me, how are you? Ever.
So thank you for being vulnerable enough and feeling safe enough to share that that moment. And that's something that I didn't know what happened. I mean, and I've been knowing you for a couple of years now, and I knew that your mom had passed. I never pried, I never asked, and to know that that was the story. How do you celebrate? And it's so crazy because October is LGBT History Month, yes, and it's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month too. And so, how do you celebrate your mom, if at all, during these days? Like, are you or were you able to at least find a moment to celebrate her in her honor? Because I've been hearing you say so many amazing things about her and her in y'all's relationship. And so, like, do you find moments to celebrate her in these?
So
in
for
these
me,
days?
I feel like that. I know everybody said the same thing. I feel like that if I had the best mom that was ever alive, like even though like she passed away, she made sure that I was very well taken care of.
Yes.
Not even outside of that, I felt like that with her. Like I just said earlier, like my mom always said the only way a man gonna put his hands on her is over her dead body. And so like when somebody get killed or whatever the case may be, no matter how you die, you always get the autopsy.
Yeah.
I just had to request a copy of the autopsy the other, like probably like back in May. So for me, it was like, and I remember, like when it happened, they said your mom went down with a fight.
Wow.
And that's the thing that plays in my mind. But at the same time, I feel like that when I be like, my mom husband killed her, then he killed himself. I don't think that
Also,
like
he killed himself.
yes.
Oh, okay.
He didn't have a choice.
I mean,
So
I
they'll
didn't.
cut
I
my
didn't. I
brothers
didn't
and
know.
stuff.
I didn't want to. Yeah,
But
I know.
the crazy thing is this. It's like I feel like that when I say that he killed her and they killed herself, I don't think that people understand what it was because I never said like how many times. He shot her 8 times.
Wow.
Like he shot her like it was like somebody that was like enemy on the streets. And then when they can tell you everything, it's like he shot her head, shot her dad, shot her head, whatever. She was still fighting. The last shot that he gave her was in her forehead.
Oh wow.
Where he knew that she gonna be gone. So I think that for me, I think that people be like, people hear me say that, oh, he killed himself, he killed her and then killed himself, you don't understand how disgusting that when you're looking at an autopsy, especially like my younger brother was underage and then my older brother was in prison. So for me, and the reason why I talk about it now is like because
you the middle child? No, you have a sister too.
but that's on my dad's side.
Okay.
So for me, I feel like that people don't understand. It's not that I don't ever want to be I never want to feel like a victim and be like, okay, this is what happened, whatever. But like when I started to get into therapy,
Come on, therapy. I'm a firm believer in therapy.
My therapist let me know, and I never realized that I never got a chance to grieve. So I feel like at this time of my life, I can say whatever. I can be like, I miss my mom, I could cry and do whatever.
Absolutely.
Because like I had to take care of every single thing that was going on with her. Like not no family, because my mom's the type of person where it's like, look.
You put yourself last.
And she was like, when I go, only my kids is gonna have any say so. And she meant that. So my younger brother was 15, my older brother, he in prison. So for me, I never got a chance to grieve. So that's why I feel like a lot of people really don't know like my story. People don't know like why I acted, what did I act. But what I can say is that after that happened with my mom, it did kind of change me because the person that you met, this is not the same person. I look at some of my Facebook memories and people don't understand, like I was like angry, like I was depressed, like, and that's another whole story. Not even just about my mom or whatever, but it's something totally
about
different.
the healing process.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that you mentioned that you're in therapy because I think that that's one of the, I'm a person who needs outside help, right? And I think oftentimes going back to what you were saying about even after that moving to Atlanta and the selections of men, I believe that the trail of trauma follows us into our adulthood, especially if it's unaddressed. And so the fact that you're saying that this has happened to you, you're not a victim, you're in a space now where you're able to acknowledge your grieving and that you are the most important person. Because that's what I hear you saying, right? Like you're the most important person in your life today and you're choosing yourself first. And I think that that is absolutely amazing. Again, I want to thank you for sharing that. I want to thank you for sharing that.
But you know, one thing my therapist always said that like for me it's like, and this is something I say all the time. It's like it's okay to be selfish.
Absolutely.
Like for me, like I always said, like if you have seen me make posts like I'm not always the strong friend.
Yeah.
Like I could call one of my friends, and that's why I say the difference like of my friends like here versus like anywhere else. Like friends that I've had for like 20-some years, like I could be like if I call them, I'd be like, "This is what I'm going through." Oh, girl, you'll be okay. Or they'll change the subject. Not knowing that it's like, no, girl, like if I'm saying it, like I'm really literally like going through this. Like going through something. And I don't go through a lot because I don't ask anybody for anything. All of my friends depend on me. So sometimes like when I make Facebook posts, it is subliminal posts. I'm not gonna lie. It's like that's the only way I can get my voice out there and then people start calling, but it's like my friends always be like, my best friend that you met, like he always feel like I wish I was strong like you. Girl, I'm not strong. Like, I know how to hide stuff. I'm
Listen,
Aquarius.
but that's what we talk about. I mean, that's the thing.
Yes.
You know, check on your strong friends. Your strong friends need people too, right? And that's the thing. And another thing that you said in reference to like friends that you've been knowing for a long time, and like for me personally, I had to, when I decided to put myself first and recognize that I'm the most important person in my life, I had to realize that a lot of those old friends or those friends that I had these long year sandbox relationships with, it was a lot of trauma bonds. It was a lot of, oh, we just known each other for years, and it wasn't no reciprocity, right? And so, I'm glad that
I'm literally just learning it. Like,
that's all right.
I
You
know people
learning
be
it.
like, I know everybody think I'm old and stuff. Like, I am
Girl,
old,
bye.
but I am still learning. Like, I'm learning. I have to put myself first. And that comes from therapy.
Yeah.
Like therapy, even like working at my job and stuff. It's like because I feel like that. Even like working at Heart to Hand, like give me so much grace. Like for them, like when you know the same thing like how when you came over there, like people don't understand like about the dolls.
Yeah.
So like when you came over there, you was like, "Good girl, you want some food?" And I'm like, "Okay, like she really get it and she understand." Like, bitch, I lost my dog like
Yeah,
we got 14 years. But then for you to do that and then Heart to Hand was like, "Girl, we're gonna get you off for 2 days." That's your
Absolutely.
baby because like even with my dog, like my dog is kind of what kept Heart to Hand people like excited.
Yeah.
When we would be on Zoom, they'd be like, "Oh, let me see Trixie." So I feel like that people who care for me, I would care for them. But I feel like that my friends who like, because they know my story,
Yeah.
but they don't understand my story. I think a lot of times they feel like that I done a lot of things that like because I chose to do it. And some of the things probably was because I chose to do it, but
Yeah.
not all of it.
Yeah, and I think that now sharing this information will definitely give a lot of people insight, and hopefully a lot of people who can relate to this can recognize that they're not the only ones who have been through this. I thank you so much for sharing that, and I'm hungry. I don't know about you, but I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
Yeah, let's get some fun stuff. We're gonna do some fun stuff.
Let's go ahead. So we're about to jump into the segment of That's a Chew. So we'll be right back right after this. And so today's segment of That's a Chew is sponsored by Caribbean Fire, located at 13 Shining Willow Way in La Plata, Maryland. Now, baby, let me tell y'all something. We got a whole spread over here. Now, I'm talking from smothered turkey wings, jerk ribs, crab cake and shrimp egg rolls, the yammy roll, which is mac and cheese and yams. Oh, that's that right there, baby. That's going to be over. Cabbage, mac, yams. They cater, they deliver, black-owned business. Listen, that's allyship, baby. She showed up in a clutch. Nikki, I love you. Thank you so much. Again, that's Caribbean with a K. Fire, located at 13 Shining Willow Way in La Plata, Maryland. Gadget over there already busting down.
You gotta catch the video.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be good. So now we coming back. Okay, so we back, right? Now, listen, we got everything here. So Kaniya is already hip. She know what That's a Chew is about. So we're gonna go into some conversation and she's gonna tell a story while we're eating and giving an honest review of Caribbean Fire. Now, I done already had her. Some things here I ain't never had, so we just gonna go ahead and feel free to, say how you feel about what you eating as well as telling the story. Now, sister, this is where you give us a story. Let's talk about dating. How has dating
My
been
man
for
made
you?
this food.
I'm screaming.
You know my man Jamaican sound good.
Ooh, bitch, that was a little bit of the yams.
Was
My
it
God.
cabbage?
That was you like the cabbage? Mm-hmm. Baby, the yams is good. I didn't even pray. My God, forgive me.
Okay, so this is my segment.
Hold on,
right
sister,
here.
I gotta pray. Amen.
Amen. This
Okay.
is my segment. What kind of men you like?
Oh, so you gonna talk to me on That's
Yeah,
a
I'm
Chew?
gonna talk to you.
My God, today.
I done been real vulnerable. So
You
now,
have
what kind
been.
of men
Okay,
you
so
like?
that was my turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Really? You mean like appearance-wise or just like...
Yeah, everything, the whole package.
So for me, I like... Oh my God.
I think you like of an older age now. So
Yeah,
I don't
am.
feel like
Hold
that. I don't feel like with me like appearance matters, but I don't think that it's like at the top of the list like when we was younger. Now you want a man that's gonna be like a little attractive, but I know for me I like a little like football built thick kind of man these days.
You like him like football built. So have you ever talked to a football built man before?
Yeah,
Like built like that? Like tell me about it.
Ooh, Let's skip over the men though. No, not the men for real. Would you date a trans man?
Babe, I'm gonna suck through this turkey wing. Hold on, sister.
I thought they wanted to talk about men so much. Let's talk about real men, biological men, whatever the
okay.
stuff. But would you date a trans man? Or have you?
I have had conversations with a trans man before, but this turkey wing is over. I haven't. I wouldn't say I've dated. Actually, I was talking to a guy one time, and I apologize in advance because the way I'm about to tear this turkey wing up like this, y'all know. You already know. And, I talked to a trans man before. He was located in a different state, and I didn't know that he was trans. And he ended up telling me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm cool
Okay,
with
so
that."
let me change it up though because
Okay, go ahead.
Mama, I feel like that you always try
Oh
to
my
play it.
God.
You always play it safe and stuff like that.
This macaroni and cheese.
Have you
What
had
is that?
sex with a trans man?
No,
Because
no, I've never had sex with a trans man.
have you had sex with a man?
I've never had sex with a man. Yeah,
So would you think you
of
have
course.
sex with a trans man?
Girl, I'm not built like that.
But you don't like.
I don't know. I don't like
For
12,
me, I
sister.
feel
Oh
like-
my God, we already getting into the things,
No,
are we?
for me, I feel like this.
Because this is a safe space. This is a safe space. Go ahead, what you say?
I know. I just told my friend earlier. I told her I'm gonna come over there and say I'm in the
Bitch,
space.
this cabbage.
Yep.
Sister, why you ain't say nothing about the cabbage?
I just told you. But do you think you would let a trans man use a strap on you?
Absolutely not.
No, he fell out.
Gadget, you over there falling out? Absolutely not.
I wouldn't either though.
I'm not a plastic girl. I don't.
What kind of girl
No
are you?
shade. Let me tell you
What
something.
kind of girl are you?
I love my
Not,
trans
yeah,
man.
what kind of girl are you?
I love my trans man.
You
no
a veiny
shade.
girl.
So you're trying it. You're really trying it.
You a pump. You like to feel that pump.
I just don't. I'm not a.
Well, I want mine to pump.
What you mean pump? What's that?
It's
What is
something
that?
about the vein though.
Oh, in the
If
penis.
you don't see the vein, like for me, I like
They
the
got
vein.
they got veins, penises with veins in
Yeah,
it.
no, the vein, like in your arms, like when they gonna draw your
You want
blood.
something with some
your-
blood that's
I
pumping
need mine
through.
to move.
Some blood pumping
Yeah.
through. And this is all preference. You know what I'm saying? Bitch, this cabbage. My God.
Okay.
The cabbage is on. Yeah. No, I'm at this big age. Communication, honesty, loyalty. I mean, I don't want to have to teach someone. Like I'm very K Michelle, bitch. I can't raise a man. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing that.
You know, I asked that because I feel like that.
Wow. You dated trans men? You date trans men?
Girl, well,
Oh, it's not safe. You don't want to answer that question?
no, hold on, listen. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
So you date? Go ahead,
hold on. Now I'm
it's a safe
about to
space.
be real open again.
This is a
like,
safe space.
The people don't really know this. But
Word.
you know, I met a trans man, right? I'm not gonna lie, I met a trans man. I met him on Grindr, right?
Okay, word.
So you know, this
Oh,
supposed to
you-
be like a fun time.
Okay.
Now, honestly, like me, I didn't have sex. Like we did a little something. I had one of my friends over there.
Oh, this is a
and
smoke.
then one of my friends had like did.
Hold on,
with
you
it.
said what? Y'all did what now?
No, she went all the cheese.
Hold on,
But
baby, I
no,
got
me,
lost
I
in
never,
this.
I never penetrated them.
Okay.
But I feel like that I had a friend over. Look at him. He interested in this.
This is safe.
Cause all my friends know what I do.
Okay.
So
what
like
you
we was
just
having
said?
a threesome, right?
Oh, y'all was. Okay.
Cause I know that I'm never gonna penetrate a trans. Like I don't know just yet. I'm not at that point in time in my life.
I don't know how we got here over this bomb food, but
we
bitch,
talk
we
about
gonna
who
run
we
on.
dating and stuff
Oh,
like
okay,
that.
go
And I
ahead.
know people wanna hear this type of stuff.
Go ahead.
And so I never had sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
But girl, I started coming home. You been in my house.
I have.
You know, the steps that go to the next floor after you come to my floor.
Yeah.
They would sit down there. The trans man be crazy.
He lived in the building, sister?
No.
Oh.
The trans man be crazy.
Are you saying the one that you was dating was crazy?
I was not dating him because you put out false information.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I'm keeping
So
up
I
with
just
the
felt like
story.
that. I never had sex with them, never penetrated them.
But
So
y'all
my
had a
mind is,
threesome.
and no, I watch.
Oh, okay. Was it you
Cause
and your
I didn't see what was
homegirl?
going on. No. And then-
I'm confused. Help me. Tell me what you talking about.
Anyhow.
Okay, we're gonna swiftly
So,
moving on.
no. But for me, I felt like that. What if if they already like doing this, I never penetrated him.
Oh, you mean like the one that you met off Grindr? It was like if he was already doing all of that.
No, if he already crazy, but just meeting me, I didn't penetrate you.
Oh, so he had like stalked you after or something?
Girl, yes.
Mm.
And then I never penetrated. I'm definitely not really eating. I'm not doing none of that type of stuff. That's not my type of thing at all.
I am
But I'm just
losing
saying,
it
like,
over here.
But I feel like with trans men, like I feel like that.
It's the yammy.
Just say before we get off.
Go ahead. You said
This
what?
is my opinion.
Go ahead. Yeah, this is all preference.
No, it's not. It's a truth. This is my thing. I'm about to say
This
it's a
is
fact.
your experience.
It's a fact.
Oh, it's a fact. He about to state that. Well, let me taste this yammy raw.
You know, I feel like they're even for like trans women. At the end of the day,
Ooh, this is yammy raw. This is like the cornbread, but this is like cornbread topped with yams. Ain't that good?
I even feel like that with trans women. I'm gonna talk about us.
Okay.
If I get into the trans men.
Okay. I'm not gonna lick my fingers like that in front of y'all, but I'm gonna lick my fingers in front of y'all. Just
before they start saying that we like trans men bash, I'm gonna talk about us.
Oh no, not at all.
I'm talking about us first. I'm talking about the trans men.
Oh no, go ahead.
So
This is your segment.
I feel like even like being a trans woman like with us, it don't matter whether you have a sex change or whatever it may be. At the end of the day, you was born a man.
Oh,
your mind still
male. You were born male.
Male, whatever.
Yeah, you were born male. Nobody's born man.
Whatever.
Nobody's born man. You were born male. Okay, go ahead.
You know, for the viewers, you have to say all that.
That is the truth. So go ahead.
They don't understand that though.
Yeah, go ahead.
But when I'm saying you was born you're biologically a male.
Girl, look at even your phone said,
No, but what I'm saying is that even with us, it's like it is.